What's going on, guys? We have the second issue for the Ninja Turtles Godzilla crossover series, and so far I've been enjoying what I've had in issue one. I do enjoy this one as well, uh, and I just want to kind of recap what we had so far. So, over in Japan, Godzilla and Rodan and Anguirus are all wreaking all sorts of havoc, and Splinter informs the turtles, hey, back when my master Yoshi was part of the Foot Clan, he, along with Oroku, they were able to kind of do like a meditation ritual that were able to calm the beast and send him back. However, it did fail last time that they were together when they had Godzilla approach. And that's just because he is a different natured beast and he just can't be controlled like that. And meanwhile, we also find that King Ghidorah is attacking Manhattan. And also, Shredder is behind a lot of this. He's kind of the one stirring up some shit along with Krang. He has Bebop and Rocksteady off doing some shit as well. With one of the university professors, if I remember right. And basically, they're after like the kaiju DNA to kind of mix it with mutagen and create, basically monsters of themselves. I'm sure we're going to see like Monster, Bebop, Rocksteady, Shredder, Krang, all that. We also have Metalhead who's involved, and his subconscious was transported with Donatello as they're starting to make their way over to Japan to deal with Godzilla. And my theory was that Metalhead's going to get uploaded into Mechagodzilla. And I think that is still on pace to happen. So let's just get right on into it. So we have Tim Seeley Tim Seeley is our writer, and Pharaoh Pei. I'm hoping I'm not screwing that up too much. That is our artist, and he's doing a really good job here. I like the way April looks, as well as a lot of our monsters. Like we have Ghidorah here, as we see April is she's doing like kind of a live broadcast through her phone and just kind of filling everybody in on what's going on. That shit's going down in Japan. However, we got King Ghidorah over here. He's wreaking havoc all throughout New York. All the first responders, they've been dispatched. They're doing the best they can. It sounds like military's definitely on its way. And she's working with specialists who do believe that they can find a way to, calm the beast and do what they can. And she'll update everybody as time comes. And so she ends her little broadcast there. And Splinter is talking about how there's like a meditation ritual and all this, that, and the other, and just kind of laying out the groundwork for what they're about to do and how it is important that they actually make contact with the beast to kind of access its spirit and mind. And that's how they're going to be able to do all of that. That's part of the ritual. Raph is not exactly thrilled about the idea of approaching a 300 dragon who's like shooting lightning beams just so he can go meditate on its body. He's like, yeah, that sounds like a shit idea, but he still goes along with it. Meanwhile, we see there's a pilot called Lowball. He's over here. He's trying to fight off the Ghidorah, and of course that doesn't work. He's like, your petty missiles and gunfire, yeah, that fuck right off. He goes ahead and snaps at the helicopter. Lowball, he goes ahead and he gets out. He tries to parachute down, but nothing's responding. And Mondo Gecko is able to bail him out. He goes up, catches him, and they land a little hard, but still much softer than he would have without his aid. And Casey's there to also make sure everybody's on the up and up and good. Lowball goes ahead and he runs right off. You see him there. And then old Ghidorah, he spots these two before letting out a blast. But luckily, um, the Turtles and Splinter and April were able to bail those two out. So everybody's safe and sound. Everything's great. They switch drivers. Now Casey's going to be the driver, so everybody can get on the roof and make ready for the approach to Ghidorah to carry out their plan. We then cut over to Tokyo, where we see Anguirus, Rodan, and Godzilla are all wreaking all sorts of havoc. The military over there, they're wanting to proceed with the G-Force Special Defense Unit, and we're going to see what that entails. So they go ahead and proceed, doors open up, and out comes Mechagodzilla. Now, Mechagodzilla, he's able to take out Anguirus and Rodan relatively easy from the looks of it. And now he's squaring up against Godzilla. And we cut over. We're going underneath. It says it's about a quarter mile underneath the surface in Japan. And we see Shredder. He's all hooked up to a device, and it looks like this is kind of amplifying the meditation power. So he can kind of do this ritual on his own. And I guess kind of think like Cerebro from the X-Men. When Xavier puts on that helmet, he's able to kind of reach out and expand his powers. That's pretty much the same effect. He's trying to reach the other monsters. Now, he states here he can't get in with Godzilla just because of the kind of beast he is. He's more or less just too strong-willed. But he thinks that he can kind of work with Godzilla through the other two. Kind of use these two to help guide his fury and destruction. So he's able to tap into Rodan and Anguirus there. And you see like all their eyes are illuminating. Now, this reminds me a whole lot about the indie comic Inglorious Rex by Shane Davis, where it's like a kind of like a monster fighting thing, only they have like human pilots where they all have to be within like in sync with one another. And that's kind of what this is like, where just like in Inglorious Rex, they all have the glowing eyes and they all seem to be on the same brainwave. I don't know if they're even aware of this. You know, like I said, this is an indie comic. However, it's Shane Davis. He is a veteran within the comic industry, so maybe they got inspired by it. Maybe not. Maybe it's all coincidental. I tend to lean more towards the coincidental side, but we'll see. You know, who knows? So we see that he's able to tap into those two. Meanwhile, we cut back over to New York. The Turtles are strapping themselves over. They like grappled onto Ghidorah. They're making their way on and sit there and meditate and focus real hard. And now they're going back into like his memories, like seeing what kicked this all off. Like, how is this happening? So we see like their astral forms now as they go back through the mind of Ghidorah. And we see that Ghidorah was on like his little home space planet there. And we see a portal open over and the Technodrome comes through and it starts blaring a message. And basically it's just intended to piss off Ghidorah. And it's just like, hey, you know, you've been fucked over by Godzilla. Why don't you go beat his ass? You know, so Ghidorah's all pissed off. Goes over and starts creating havoc, and we see Rodan, Anguirus, and Godzilla. He's just going over there. He's starting shit. And he's got them all riled up, right? He's biting Godzilla in the knee. He's pissed him off. And then he's like, all right, I'm off to New York. Bye. Well, now all three of them are pissed off, and that kind of catches us up to like why they're doing what they're doing. They're just mad because Ghidorah started some shit. And so they see all this, now they have a better understanding. They're like, okay, now it's time to reach out to Ghidorah and calm his ass down. So they start focusing, meditating very hard. Meanwhile, we cut to everything in New York. Now, Ghidorah's got everybody cornered here, and Casey's just like, you know what, I saw that movie, Reign of Fire. Matthew McConaughey went at the dragon with a fucking axe. I'm just going to go at this three-headed dragon with a bowling pin. You know, that's how I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out swinging. And so he steps up. he's ready to go. He's like, fuck it, let's do it. But luckily, the message starts reaching him about, just, hey, calm down, chill out, dude. You've been duped. And so Ghidorah starts making his way off. Everybody's still on Ghidorah, and Splinter falls. So then everybody else jumps so they can get to him. And here comes my first bit of tism here that really stood out to me. And Mondo Gecko and Casey rescue him in a helicopter piloted by Lowball here, the pilot that was saved earlier. Holy shit, does that work really quick, right? Like, this happened so damn fast. We have Casey here, and presumably Mondo Gecko still nearby, as Ghidorah takes off, and then suddenly they're all in a helicopter. I'm like, okay, let's just say the helicopter is like right here and just lands real fast. That is still super quick with how quickly we get to a helicopter that then is able to tilt and allow them to not get blended up and saved. That is, holy shit, that is fast. Like, you maybe have it a little bit better padded out there rather than that, or at least show us that there's a helicopter en route. And again, you're still going to have to pad it just a little bit further to make this a bit more believable, but damn. But yeah, they save him. We check back in with Japan. We see that Mechagodzilla has failed. Now again, as far as Metalhead getting uploaded into Mechagodzilla, he's still pretty good and intact. Like, his jaw's a little fucked up here, but I think that this can be salvaged to still go with my theory that he's going to get put in. Because I have a funny feeling the toys that I've seen kind of associated and affiliated with this, we see a lot of monster versions of all the turtles. So I think they're all going to get hit with the, I think they pronounce it Kaijujin. Yeah, good luck with that one. So I think we're going to get a bunch of monster versions of all these guys, and then Metalhead is going to be uploaded into Mechagodzilla, and that's where we're going to see a big final battle here by the end of this series. So he's still intact enough where I think that theory is going to still be good. But yeah, Godzilla, he's still restless. He's looking for more destruction and chaos, and we see Shredder explaining that to Krang as they're watching from above. And then suddenly they get surrounded by all the people down in the G-Force area, telling Shredder to stand down, and he's like, fuck you off, just like Godzilla. I also, desire destruction. And so he wipes out all those guys. One of them conveniently has a pass to get him down there, and why they would be so willing to come up to, deal with them when they were safely locked away, I don't know. That's a bit convenient for Shredder there. I will say that much. And we go down. Now, bear in mind, I'm very much a normie when it comes to Godzilla, so I may not be getting these names right. I'm familiar with some of them, but yeah, we see three other beasts down here. So we do have Hidora, Biolante, and Destroya. And it looks like they're trying to extract DNA from these guys and inject themselves in with it. So that definitely looks to be the plan. And again, he refers to it as Kaijuatin or Kaijuagen. Good lord, that is good luck trying to say that one. That's a tough one. So best of luck to whoever tries that one. Meanwhile, we see that April, the Turtles, Casey, and Mondo, along with Splinter, are all on their way to Japan. They're kicking it, taking it easy, kicking back, and Donnie, he pulls out the CPU or whatever for Metalhead, and he's putting it in the computer so he can kind of talk with him and confide with him about things that are going on. He feels that his brothers are a little frustrated with him as of late and get a little snappier with him. So he's kind of expressing that stuff with him. Meanwhile, April, she wants to take a little snooze. and she is having a dream about, or not, she's being reached out by these two who said that she needs to meet up with them and come unleash the Guardian. Otherwise, like, the world will burn. And they're doing this in song. Now, I understand that this is a Godzilla reference. And again, I'm kind of a normie. I have some vague idea as to who it is. I might be wrong because I think there are two instances that I'm thinking of. I do remember two girls being like some sort of a guardian for somebody. I'm not sure who. But then I thought there was a different person who would sing to a mountain where there was a guardian there. And I think that's more who we're talking about. That there's the guardian within the mountain that has to be that has to arise through a song. And I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. I'm not as knowledgeable when it comes to Godzilla as many others are. Now this freaks her out a little bit. She snaps out, and Splinter's like, "Are you okay? You know, what's going on?" She's like, "I'm all right. Did anybody else hear any singing?" And that is where this story ends. So, all in all, like, I never take these crossover series too seriously. Just, you know, I like them as a bit of fun, and I understand we have to kind of bend the rules a little bit in order to make all the pieces fit to match up everybody to get them at a point to where they would realistically be there. Whether that's in the comic series, you know, you got Godzilla, or like when the Turtles met Batman and stuff like that. Or even in like movies, Freddy vs. Jason, Alien vs. Predator, those kind of things, you kind of have to be a little contrived in how you get to places, and I tend to be a lot more forgiving when it comes to that, because I get it. It's very difficult to make all the things work that weren't like previously set up to be that. Like, was it Godzilla and the Ninja Turtles? They're separated by about 30 years, so it's like it's not like either one of these were built to coexist with one another. Like, they're two different universes, so we have to find ways to make it work. And I think for the most part it's it's serviceable. It's contrived. I won't deny that, but I'm willing to forgive and just roll with the punches here. And I'm enjoying what I got so far. You know, I'd give this 7, 8 out of 10. You know, it's very enjoyable. I like what I see. The artwork is pretty good. Everybody's depicted well, and I think everybody acts in a manner that is consistent with the characters. I don't think anybody's out of their character, even if we're having a crossover. So nobody's being butchered for the sake of this story, at least from what I can tell. Maybe on the Godzilla side, there are people that are, you know, maybe some of the monsters are acting out of whack, but I don't know them quite as well. So yeah, I would certainly recommend this, at least for anybody who would, you know, be interested in watching the Ninja Turtles possibly turning into a bunch of monsters. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's where we're headed. And I really don't think that it's going to affect anything within the normal canon here. So, and especially being that Splinter started off as Yoshi's like pet, so we're definitely on a different continuity than what our mainline series is anyway. So, because in our current series, Splinter is just Hamato Yoshi reincarnated into a rat. So we definitely know that that's not working with our current timeline, but how it fits in otherwise, I don't know. But I just roll with it. So again, definite recommend if you enjoy these kind of weird, you know, spinoffs and, you know, versus kind of thing. I think you'll find this pretty enjoyable. But that is all I have for today, guys. So until next time, take care and God bless.